Hi guys, I'm Cordy and I want to show you today how to create this hovering over the page effect. It's also called anamorphic drawing. So let's hop right in. What we have to do is we have to squeeze and stretch our image. So if we have a cube, it needs to be stretched upward and downward. So it looks like this. And then also on the bottom, it needs to be squeezed in. So it looks something like this. So our chameleon that we're about to draw has to be squeezed and stretched. So we're gonna go for a oval shaped head instead of a round one. And then for the body, I'm gonna start out with sort of a triangle, obviously with the tip cut off for the belly, just to be sure that I really stretch the back part upwards enough. So it's another sort of triangle pointing upward, and over here we'll add the tail curled around. So let's add some more detail to the head. The mouth is open because the tongue's coming out to snatch whatever snack is ready for the chameleon. So bring the head around and then make a little horn over here and the other one over there. I hope it's called a horn in the chameleon. And the little casque, I remember, the little sort of collar that comes out, and then coming back to the body, we're gonna have to move in to the detail to get the folds. And of course the eye needs to be added, also very, very oval rather than round. And we're just gonna add the detail later here. Now the little leg, shoulder coming around like this, and then down where the little fingers or little claws are holding on to our branch. Also very elongated, because remember, it's got to be squeezed and stretched. So we're going to move over to the other leg, giving the belly a little fold over there. And here's the other leg, also quite elongated with a couple of folds in the skin, but not too many. So this one has the little fingers wrapped around the branch, so we don't really have to add, yeah, a little bit longer there. Okay, so coming back up for the back part, really stretching it upward, making it almost look like a little flounder rather than a chameleon. Adding some more detail here on the back, and then I'll show you my outlined version with the fine line. I just added the tongue and the branch and the wrapped around tail. And now we're gonna go in with a very thin fine liner and add some more little details to the chameleon. Let's start with the eyes. There are quite a few little folds in the eyes to give it a bit of a wrinkly look, just adding some thin lines coming down, and then there's some detail on the little horns here. We'll just finish the line, and then just adding little dots to make it a little more interesting, showing the texture here. And then on the lips as well, they come around at the bottom and the top, some dots underneath the chin, coming all the way down the belly. And let's move up to the casque, the little collar. That's a quite interesting area there because it dips down and then it comes back up. So we're just going to add the dots along the head and let them blend in to the little collar area there, with some more little lines that will make for a quite interesting look. And then the other half of the color, the other half of the cask, is a different texture. It's more like thin, fine wrinkles. So we'll just add some thin, fine lines, some more dots on the head to give it even more texture. And then we'll move over to the body. There are some really interesting shapes that run along the side. So we're also going to try to make them more elongated than they really are. So basically squares that run along that side, and then again on the body we're going to add some dots to indicate the rough texture of the body. And down here we've got a different texture. It's almost like the dots are a bit rounder and bigger, so we'll just draw really rough round shapes, and on the arm and the leg, as they go down towards the claw, they become even smaller. The rougher they are, the better. And then underneath the belly, they're just little baby dots. And then over on the tail, we'll just continue them to show the texture. Now we're going to add little lines for the branch to give it some dimension. And here we go. Now it's time for the thick outlines, either 0.5 or 0.8, just to make it pop a little bit going around the branch and the outer edge of our little chameleon. Here we go. Now we're going to add the shadow. That's one of the crucial parts to really make it look 3D and make it look like it's hovering over the page. I use a paper stump to create the shadow because with that I get a really sort of soft blend into the paper. You can also just use pencil or some charcoal and rub it in with your fingers. So we just want to make sure as you draw that shadow that it really blends into the page, especially on the edges, and that there's that tiny little area that is the shadow of the tongue that comes flicking out. And I decided to make the right part of the shadow a little darker, indicating that the light is coming sort of from where the horns of the chameleon are. Okay, now it's time for the magic to happen. Keep looking at the chameleon. Maybe you can see it already, that it becomes a bit flatter, and with that starts to pop off the page a bit more. I hope you can see that. I added some color to my chameleon and also cut some pieces out. I cut along those red lines you can see here across the back and then across the front, so the tongue sticks out a little bit. And this is what it looks like in the end. I think it does look quite 3D. I hope you can see it too. This is how it pops even more off the page as you move the camera forward. It really gets that 3D effect. So to recap, if you have an image that you want to pop off the page, you have to give it the squeeze and stretch upward and downward, and squeeze at the lower end. If you would like to learn some more about working with color and creating depth in your drawings, then pop on over to Skillshare. You get 1 month free with the link below. I hope you join me for some more sketchbook adventures. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I see you soon for some more drawing fun. Have a great day. Bye bye.